Have you ever looked at your reflection in the mirror and asked yourself whether others still see you as attractive? As time passes, it's common to wonder if your appearance still commands attention or if the magnetic charm you once had has faded over the years. But what you may not realize is that you could be more captivating than you think. You are far more attractive than you give yourself credit for, and it's not always about the things you see in the mirror. Attractiveness doesn't solely hinge on youthful features or the fullness of your hair. In fact, it's something much deeper, something that only improves with time, experience, and the wisdom that comes from living a full life. It's about the way others respond to you, how they interact with you, and even the small, almost imperceptible signals they send your way. All these factors reveal how others perceive your presence and, often, the way they feel drawn to you. There are undeniable, subtle signs that show you're still a highly attractive older man, even if you don't always recognize it yourself. In this video, we're diving deep into 7 specific signs that indicate you still have that magnetic appeal. These signs go far beyond just physical looks. They involve your overall presence and the energy you give off, which naturally attracts people to you. From the way you carry yourself to how people respond when you walk into a room, and even the compliments you receive, often without realizing their deeper meaning, these signals reveal more than you might initially think. Stick with me through this video, and by the end, you might come to realize that the very qualities you often overlook in yourself are exactly the ones that make you stand out. You'll likely discover that confidence, self-assurance, and an evolved sense of style are far more appealing than you ever thought possible. And who knows, by the time we finish, you may see yourself in a whole new light, one that reveals just how much more attractive you are than you've ever imagined. But before we jump in, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I highly recommend doing so. Make sure to click that bell icon so you'll never miss out on future videos. If you enjoy this content, leave a 1 in the comments to let me know. If not, please leave a 0 and share your feedback so I can keep improving. Now let's dive in and uncover what might be right in front of you. Number 1. You're frequently approached for advice or assistance. One of the strongest and most telling signs that others find you attractive, whether you realize it or not, is the frequency with which people, especially women, approach you for advice, guidance, or even casual assistance. At first glance, this may not seem like a direct indication of physical attractiveness, but it's an undeniable clue that speaks volumes about how others perceive you. As you age, your wealth of life experiences, your accumulated wisdom, and your calm demeanor naturally set you apart from others. People are drawn to that sense of steadiness, reliability, and depth you've developed over the years. Your ability to stay composed through life's ups and downs is not only reassuring but also compelling. In particular, women are naturally attracted to men who exude emotional intelligence, reliability, and confidence, traits that are often reflected in how others seek out your perspective, whether for personal advice or professional guidance. Think about the times you've been approached by someone, perhaps a younger person seeking career guidance, a friend asking for a fresh perspective on a challenging personal matter, or even a complete stranger stopping to ask for directions. These seemingly simple interactions actually point to something much more profound. People are coming to you because they value your opinion. They trust you. That kind of trust and calm confidence is not just a sign of wisdom. It's an indication of a deep and natural appeal that's incredibly attractive, even if it's not always expressed in the form of direct compliments. Take Richard, for example. At 67, Richard never considered himself to be particularly attractive, but he noticed something quite interesting. Whether at social events, professional gatherings, or casual outings, people consistently sought him out for his advice and input. Younger men would ask for his take on relationships, while women would linger just a little longer in conversation, eager to hear his insights. It wasn't something Richard sought after, but his presence made people feel at ease. That's a rare form of attraction, the kind that draws people in without effort. A man who carries himself with quiet confidence, who doesn't feel the need to prove anything, often becomes the person others want to be around. It's a form of allure that goes far beyond mere physical looks. It's the energy you bring into any space, the way your presence commands attention, and the calm assurance you radiate. And make no mistake, women notice this. While younger men may still be in a phase where they're chasing attention and validation, an older man who exudes self-assurance without trying too hard is the one who truly stands out. A woman may never directly say, "I find you attractive," but if she values your input, respects your perspective, and enjoys engaging in meaningful conversations with you, that's often a far stronger indication of attraction than any simple compliment could express. So, if you've noticed that people tend to seek you out in various settings, even when the interactions are casual, take that as a sign. You bring something to the table that others find compelling, whether you're fully aware of it or not. Number 2, you receive consistent compliments on your style and grooming. Another clear sign of your undeniable charm and appeal is the compliments you receive on your appearance, especially when it comes to your style and grooming. A man who takes pride in his looks, who puts effort into how he dresses and presents himself, will always stand out, no matter his age. If people frequently compliment you on your attire, your grooming, or simply the way you carry yourself, that's a clear indication that you're leaving a lasting impression. While it might seem like a small thing, these compliments actually reveal a lot about how others perceive you. They show that your style enhances your overall appeal, signaling that people find you attractive not just based on your physical features, but because of the attention you give to how you present yourself. As men mature, many of them develop their own unique, sophisticated style, one that speaks to their experience, confidence, and self-respect. Whether it's a perfectly tailored blazer, well-polished shoes, a neatly trimmed beard, or a signature cologne, these details communicate to the world that you care about your appearance and take pride in how you present yourself. Women, in particular, notice this attention to detail. It's not just about how sharp your outfit looks. It's about the confidence and self-assuredness that your style projects. Think about the last time you heard someone say, "That color looks amazing on you," or "I love your haircut," or even, "You always look so put together." These aren't just polite remarks. They are genuine compliments that reflect how others view you, and they're a testament to the fact that your presence is indeed noticed and appreciated. At 68, he hadn't really given much thought to how he appeared. But recently, something caught his attention. Whether he was attending a family event or simply running errands, he began noticing a pattern. Women started making comments about his clothing choices or how well-groomed he seemed. Initially, he brushed it off as politeness. After all, it seemed like just a casual compliment. However, over time, he began to realize that these remarks weren't coincidental. They were responses to the way he carried himself and presented himself to the world. More significantly, they reflected how others saw him, well-dressed, composed, and yes, even attractive. It dawned on him that his appearance wasn't just a reflection of his personal style, but a signal to others about how much he valued himself. When it comes to style, it's not about blindly following the latest trends or trying to fit into societal expectations. True style is about understanding what works for you personally, what makes you feel confident, and wearing those clothes with self-assurance. A man who makes the effort to dress well and takes care of his grooming is signaling to the world that he respects himself and values his appearance. That kind of intentionality doesn't go unnoticed. Even if you don't always hear direct compliments, there are subtle signs to pay attention to. Have you ever noticed people stealing a second glance when you walk into a room? Do their eyes brighten when they see you? Or do they seem to take just a little longer to respond when you greet them? These quiet, unspoken cues speak volumes about how others perceive you. Attractiveness doesn't solely rely on youth or smooth skin. It's the way you carry yourself, the energy you project into the world. When you take the time to put effort into looking your best and feel confident in your appearance, others will take notice. And here's the thing. Those glances, those compliments, and the positive responses you receive are signs that you're making an impression without even realizing it. It's a reflection of the quiet power you have to turn heads and attract attention. If you're still here, watching this video and finding value in what's being said, please leave a number 2 in the comments to let me know you're with me. Let's keep going. Now, let's talk about another subtle yet powerful indicator. Women maintaining eye contact with you longer than usual. Attraction isn't always about grand gestures or direct words. Often it's conveyed through subtle, nonverbal cues. One of the most revealing signs that you're a distinguished and attractive older man is the way women interact with you through their body language. Specifically, if you've ever found a woman holding eye contact with you a moment longer than usual, that's not by accident. It's a deliberate act, a silent acknowledgement of interest or admiration. Prolonged eye contact is one of the most powerful ways to communicate attraction. It's not just a fleeting glance or a casual nod of recognition. When a woman's gaze lingers on you a bit longer than is typical, it's as though she's processing something deeper about you. Maybe she's intrigued by your presence, curious about who you are, or even taken by something more subtle like your energy or confidence. Think about the last time this happened. It could have been in a quiet cafe, at a bookshop, or even while strolling in the park. Perhaps you notice someone glance at you only for their gaze to quickly shift away. Then, just as you're about to look away, their eyes return to you. It's the pause, that brief moment of hesitation, before they look away that speaks volumes. It's a subconscious reaction, a reflection of their intrigue, without them wanting to make it obvious. For example, let's consider a man like Charles. At 72, he never thought of himself as particularly attractive. He assumed that at his age, women wouldn't look at him the way they used to. But one day, while enjoying a quiet afternoon at a bookstore, Charles noticed a younger woman glancing at him from across the room. He thought nothing of it initially, but as he moved to another section, he caught her looking at him again. This time, she held her gaze just a second longer than before, smiled faintly, and then turned back to her book. What Charles didn't realize was that his composed demeanor, his quiet confidence, and the way he carried himself had made a lasting impression on her. It wasn't just a glance, it was intrigue. She was interested, and not just in the way he looked, but in the presence he exuded. This is a crucial realization for many older men. Women, no matter their age, appreciate a man who carries himself with quiet confidence. It's not about being overtly assertive or needy for attention. It's about possessing an aura of self-assurance that draws people in naturally. The way you walk, the way you hold yourself, the way you look back at someone. All of these non-verbal cues tell a story about who you are. If women seem to hold eye contact with you just a bit longer than expected, take it as a sign that something about you has caught their attention. It could be the way your eyes look, the way you dress, or simply the air of confidence that surrounds you. So, next time you catch someone looking at you, don't dismiss it too quickly. It may not be a coincidence. It could very well be one of the clearest signs that you're far more attractive than you realize. Now, let's talk about another key sign: women naturally gravitating toward you. One of the clearest signs that you're an attractive older man is the way people seem to be drawn to you without you even trying. It's not about the shape of your jawline or how youthful you look. There's something more profound at play. People are instinctively attracted to qualities like confidence, self-assurance, and a calm wisdom that often comes with age. These are traits you may be exuding more than you realize. Think about the times when you've entered a room and you felt a subtle shift in energy. Maybe people glance your way more often, or maybe conversations seem to flow easily around you. You might notice that women in particular seem eager to engage with you, whether at a cafe, a family event, or even while grocery shopping. They lean in when you talk, hang on to your every word, and seem genuinely interested in what you have to say. This isn't about being the most physically striking person in the room. It's about the way you carry yourself with quiet confidence, which makes others feel comfortable and at ease around you. This kind of presence is magnetic. People naturally trust those who exude calm and confidence, especially older men who have lived through experiences that have shaped them into strong, grounded individuals. When you enter a room, your presence can command attention, not because you're trying to grab it, but because you give off an energy that makes others feel comfortable and valued in your space. It's important to realize that this kind of energy doesn't fade with age. It only deepens. For example, if a woman seems to hold eye contact a bit longer than usual, or if she seeks out reasons to continue the conversation with you, that's a clear sign that she's drawn to your presence. It could be your ability to make others feel at ease, to listen attentively, or your ability to speak with wisdom and confidence that younger men often lack. And let's not forget, when you have this kind of presence, people seek your advice, trust your judgment, and genuinely enjoy your company. If you've ever had someone tell you that they feel comfortable sharing their thoughts or feelings with you, even if they don't know you very well, it's a sign that you radiate a kind of quiet authority and attractiveness that others find magnetic. At the end of the day, attractiveness isn't just about what you see in the mirror. It's about the way others feel when they're around you. If you've noticed that people, especially women, are naturally drawn to you, it's no accident. It's the magnetic appeal that comes from confidence, wisdom, and a steady presence that age has helped refine. If you're still with me and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. Let's dive deeper. The key to attractiveness. Confidence isn't something you can fake. It's not about showing off or making a grand entrance. It's about how you carry yourself. True confidence comes from within, from a place of self-awareness, self-assurance, and inner peace. It's about knowing exactly who you are, what you stand for, and not feeling the need to prove anything to anyone. The moment you embrace that sense of security within yourself, it creates an aura of confidence around you that others simply cannot ignore. Imagine walking into a room, and without uttering a word, you sense a shift in the atmosphere. People's attention naturally gravitates toward you. You don't have to demand it or fight for it. It just happens. You've experienced it before, haven't you? That quiet, unspoken respect that you seem to command with just your presence. Perhaps you've noticed how conversations seem to naturally flow around you, people making space for you to join in. Women might feel at ease around you, effortlessly engaging in conversation without hesitation. This is because true confidence puts others at ease. It makes people feel safe, respected, and even intrigued all at once. Let's take a look at someone like George, 74 years old. He's not the type of man to boast about his accomplishments or put on a flashy show. He doesn't try to impress anyone. But despite that, people are always drawn to him. When George speaks, people stop and listen. When he enters a room, there's this unspoken authority about him. It's not the type that demands attention, but the kind that invites respect. Women notice this too. It's not about having a chiseled physique or perfect looks. No, it's about the calm, secure energy he radiates simply by being himself. His very presence brings a sense of tranquility. It's this kind of relaxed and unhurried aura that is undeniably magnetic. In today's world, where so many people are filled with anxiety, insecurity, and the constant need for validation, a man who is comfortable in his own skin stands out. He doesn't feel the need to speak over others, to dominate conversations, or to seek validation from anyone. He simply exists, and that in itself commands quiet, effortless respect. And the beauty of it is that this type of self-assurance doesn't go unnoticed by women. They appreciate a man who can sit in silence without feeling the need to fill every gap with words. But when he does speak, it's impactful. His posture is strong but not rigid. His smile is genuine, not forced. His presence is calm yet powerful, and others can't help but feel at ease around him. So, if you've ever wondered why people seem to gravitate toward you naturally, why women feel comfortable in your presence, or why you don't have to try too hard to earn the respect you deserve, it's because true confidence is magnetic. When you carry yourself with authenticity, people recognize it, and that is one of the most attractive qualities a man can possess: physical condition and the signs of vitality. When it comes to attractiveness, it's not just about your face, your hair, or your age. It's about how you take care of yourself and the effort you put into maintaining your health and vitality. Attractiveness is often tied to energy, movement, and the unspoken signals that you are in good physical condition. If you've ever received compliments about your posture, your energy
You don't
levels,
need to be a
or even
bodybuilder or
casual
spend
remarks
hours
about
at the
how
gym
fit
to be
or
seen
strong
as
you
physically
look,
attractive.
it's a clear sign
What
that
truly
people are
stands out is
noticing
the
the
way
effort
you
you
carry
put into
yourself.
staying active, maintaining good posture, and moving with grace and ease. It's the little things that people notice: how you stand, how you walk, or even the strength of your handshake. These small cues speak volumes about your vitality. Take a man like Thomas, 69 years old. He wasn't someone who ever thought of himself as particularly fit, but he made a conscious effort to stay active. Every morning, he would go for walks, stretch regularly, and ensure that his body stayed in motion. It wasn't until one day when a woman in her 50s casually remarked, "I hope I have that much energy when I reach your age," that he realized how much his simple routine had impacted others. Over time, he started noticing a pattern. Women, even those much younger, complimented him on his strong handshake, his good posture, or how he seemed to stay so active and engaged in life. It wasn't about having the body of an athlete. It was about the way he carried himself and the energy he exuded. People, especially women, are not just drawn to looks. They're attracted to energy, movement, and vitality. A man who stays active, who carries himself with strength and confidence, exudes a level of appeal that is hard to miss. So, think about how you carry yourself. When you sit, do you slouch or do you sit upright with confidence? When you enter a room, do you walk with purpose or do you seem weighed down by the years? These details may seem small, but they make a significant difference in how others perceive you. A man who stands tall, moves with agility, and seems to exude youthful energy naturally commands attention. Fitness isn't just reflected in your physical appearance. It's in the energy you project, your attitude, and even in the way you engage with others. If people often say things like, "You look younger than your age," or "You seem like someone who stays active," take it as a sign. These aren't just compliments on your physical appearance. They are indicators that you have an energy that others find attractive. The power of humor and lightheartedness. Humor is one of the most underrated yet powerful tools for attraction. If you've ever noticed women laughing at your jokes, even the corny ones, it's a clear sign that they find you engaging and, more importantly, they find you appealing. Laughter is not just a response to something funny. It's a social response, a way to connect and bond with others. When a woman genuinely laughs at what you say, it's not always about the joke itself. It's about the feeling she gets when she's around you. Think about the times you've made a lighthearted comment or a classic dad joke in a group setting. Maybe it was simple, even predictable, but instead of getting an eye roll, the woman you were talking to laughed. Maybe she leaned in closer, gave you a playful nudge, or just smiled at the joke in a way that made you feel like you really connected. These aren't just reactions to humor. They're signs that she enjoys your company, that she feels comfortable around you, and that she finds you genuinely attractive. Consider a man like Henry, 73 years old. He always had a knack for making lighthearted, harmless jokes in conversations. At first, he didn't think much of it, assuming that women were just being polite. But over time, he noticed a pattern. Women, especially those he found interesting, seemed to laugh at his jokes more often than not. They lingered in conversations with him, engaged more deeply, and seemed to light up when he spoke. Henry didn't realize it at the time, but his humor was doing more than just entertaining. It was building a connection. Humor signals confidence, intelligence, and emotional ease. It shows that you don't take life too seriously, that you're comfortable with who you are, and that you can find joy in even the simplest moments. Embrace your unique attractiveness. Appreciate men who can make them laugh without trying too hard. Take a moment to reflect on the signs we've explored today. Who can create an easygoing atmosphere without needing to impress. Some of these qualities in yourself, or maybe you're seeing yourself in a new light. Attractiveness isn't just about being young or having the perfect physical appearance. It's about how you carry yourself, the confidence you project, and the way you make others feel when they're around you. As we get older, many men assume that their appeal diminishes. But in reality, it simply evolves. Women notice the way you carry yourself, the confidence you exude, and the energy you bring into a room. They see the care you take with your appearance and the way you interact with others. Your self-assurance, wisdom, and maturity make you uniquely attractive in ways that younger men simply cannot replicate. So, if you've ever doubted your appeal, remember this. Your attractiveness isn't measured by the number of wrinkles or the color of your hair. It's measured by the respect you command, the conversations you spark, and the way people feel in your presence. The qualities you possess, wisdom, experience, and a deep sense of self, are what truly make you stand out and make you attractive. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Which of these signs do you recognize in yourself? How do you plan to embrace them moving forward? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating content that inspires and motivates. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.